Yeah, but you look good.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah. I think we're on now. I saw something pop up and said you are live. So,
Okay, here
so I
we
think we're
go.
on. Okay, yeah, it says 10 seconds. So I'm still trying to fix up. I'm not used to wearing no wig. So, I'm natural like you. And then I'm like, let me throw a little wig or something on to switch up. And then I forget how, my bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't have no crooked wig on the queue. That's not how on the queue does it. But Kai, how you been, girl?
Great.
I love
Life
the
is
background.
good.
Is that a picture or is that something like you made a banner?
It's a painting, actually. Each of those
Wow.
little dots is a person.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's so cute.
That was really cute. If I had the best eyes, I'd be able to actually see all the people. I probably have to come all the way in there and put my head like all the way up to the painting.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm doing well. Like we were just saying earlier, I'm just glad you chose to come on. A lot of people don't know. Before I get into introductions and all that stuff, you and I go way back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say how far back.
We don't have to put numbers in there or anything, do we?
No, we don't gotta put no actual numbers in there. We just say we 80s babies, so
there we go.
we let them figure it out from there. But yeah, we go way back, and like I was telling you, I like to support people I know, not just friends, but people I know who's out here doing good things and actually trying to help the people around them, live their better life and stuff. And I said, let me get you on, because I think I've been saying for a while that I wanted to get you to come on and talk about what it is that you're doing. But I think we have some viewers on tonight, so I just want to welcome everybody coming on to the show. This is the On the Q podcast.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
the host, QadriyyahMarie. Please don't mind if my wig is out of place. I'm going to be messing with this wig the whole show, but yeah, I'm here, with my good friend, Kai Cole, or I should say, I am MagicKai of Our Daily Magic. So everybody say hi to Kai. And girl, it's like you be out here just doing your thing, like you really do. I know you have your Our Daily Magic podcast. I just see you. I've been on your website scooping and just seeing, what can I get today? What kind of reading or intuition guidance, because I know I need it myself. And I'm like, if I need the help, I know plenty of other people out here who would love to, reach out to you and just get some guidance, some service, some healing, especially now, during this COVID. People definitely need all the helpful resources that they can get. So again, you could briefly just introduce yourself, what it is that, you do. I could go on talking about you the whole time. So
thank you so much for such
You're
an
welcome.
amazing introduction. I appreciate you.
Yeah. You know how that's that Columbia.
Exactly.
We go hard for our people.
So for those of you who know me and those of you who don't, my name is Kai, and I have co-created a brand called Our Daily Magic. And what it's meant to do is just to really make us, or really help us get aware to the magic that we can cultivate in our everyday lives. Sometimes we think of magic as something that, happens once in a blue moon or every once in a while. But literally through, self-care, through holistic healing, through so many different modalities, we're able to just be able to be present to that every day. So whether it's taking a walk, and getting like some profound downloads while you're on your walk, like that's magic. Having a cup of tea and like feeling love in your heart, like all of those things are magic. So it's been quite a journey, and I'm so happy to share.
And I don't think people think of it, like you said, these daily everyday tasks that we do as magic. when they think of magic, thinking of, obviously, hocus pocus or something. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I think of. Maybe that's not what everybody else think of, but that's what I think of. Magic, or, me, love potions. That's my thing. I got my money incense and a love incense over here somewhere.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
That's what I tend to think of, with magic, for example. But I'm glad that you brought that up, because people can incorporate that into their everyday life and have it be something that's beneficial to them every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think of it as miracles and grace intermingling in co-creation.
Yeah. Can you get more into that? The last part you were saying?
Yeah. So co-creation, we've got the miracles. Like, miracles are the unbelievable, like, phenomenon that happens, like, oh my gosh, it's I woke up at 3:33 in the morning on March 3rd, and it's like all of these, like, synchronistic events. But actually using grace to allow magic to be in your life is what we can call co-creation. Like, you're working with magic. Like, hey, magic, I'm making space for you in my life, and magic shows up. Magic shows up. Miracles show up.
So you have to believe it in your spirit, in your mind, for it to manifest itself.
Well, whatever you believe, you're right.
Yeah. That's pretty much the point. And I'm a strong believer, in that too, because your thoughts do play a big role in, what does happen in your real life. And I don't think people realize that all these internalizing thoughts that people have, it does affect you, and that includes, like you said, drinking, a cup of tea, for example. I know for me, when I was younger, I used to hate drinking tea because I used to think it wasn't cool enough. Like, what I'm saying? I used to think it was like an old woman's drink to sip on tea. And then, as you got older, as you get older, you start looking into the benefits of it. And it starts to become a different way of cleansing your body, for example. And so I started looking into that. And now tea right now seems to be like the best thing, to have, in your system. It's the cool thing now to do. And I'm just really happy to see people, especially, within like the Black and brown community, we're starting to get more in tune with ourselves now.
Absolutely.
And that really wasn't the case maybe 10 or 20 years ago. Now everybody's trying to figure out, what's their purpose? What are they here for, regardless, of their religion. They're trying to figure out what it is, why they were born here. And I know you're into, like, getting into people's energies and helping, with their intuition, helping to guide them possibly to, to what that purpose is, why they're here.
Absolutely. And what I found is that, I started this whole thing literally because I was looking for answers. There's a period of time where I was working like a workhorse from 4 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, get into the office, get out late at night, sleep a couple hours, and do it all over again. And I was like, there's got to be something more, than this. And I'd love to tap in to, like, actually start feeling, like, what's going on, so I could figure, where is the break in the cycle. And in order for me to start, like, feeling into that, there were some things that had to fall away. So for instance, there was about 3 years that I spent as a professional bodybuilder. And
I was going to get into that too. I had to throw that in. Well, you go. I'm glad you started. You go ahead. You finish it.
Thank you. A little segue there.
Yeah, that was good.
So while I was doing bodybuilding, there's a strict schedule and, like, literally just very regimented. And what I realized is that I wasn't actually listening to my body at that point in time. If I was hungry, I'd be like, nah, it ain't time to eat because my schedule says this, this, and this. Or I'm tired. Nah, it ain't time to be tired. It's time to go to the gym and do this, this, and this.
Right.
But what I realized is that there's another, you know, intelligence at work here. And our bodies are very intelligent. So literally I went from, you know, a very regimented schedule, which was great for what it was that I was out to do in the world. And, you know, then I said, well, you know, as I'm discovering this, what else there is, you know, to life, I'd like to start listening to that and see where it leads me. So I ended up following my body's intuition, you know, and eating intuitively and, you know, sleeping intuitively. You know, maybe I need a nap during the day. Maybe I don't need to sleep 8 hours, you know, every night. So these are the things that started to clue me into what tools could get me like tapped into myself.
And that's pretty much where it starts. Any idea kind of starts with you having the issue first, and then you're going to want to, you know, possibly resolve it for the next person, because whatever it is that you're dealing with, there's millions of others that's facing that issue. They're thinking, you know, the same thing, but they don't know how, you know, to go about it.
Right.
They don't know, you know, they don't know what to do. And it's crazy because we're all on this journey, you know, of life, and we're all like trying to figure out what you know what it is we're doing. At least I am. For me, it's like an everyday thing. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what exactly am I, you know, doing? And sometimes I have a tendency of overthinking too much instead of just like enjoying the moment. And that's something that, you know, I struggle with too. And I started to get more into like, you know, my health and meditation, and that's kind of what drawn me to you too with our daily magic, because I'm like, we have, you know, those similar, you know, interests, and to me all of that is encompassed into, you know, living a healthy, you know, lifestyle. You know, it's not just you know, physical, which is obviously, you know, very important, but to me all of those elements together is what's going to get you to where you know where you're trying to go at in life.
Right. So when we have that complete holistic picture, because we're whole people, right?
Right.
When we're whole people, that means that we consider our spirit, we consider our mind, we consider our body, we consider our emotions. They're all so important, and they're all parts of the picture.
Yeah, and like I think that comes with just life, you know, experience. You know, not that we're old, we're still young people. But, you know, what we know now, we didn't know, you know, at 15, I would say.
Okay.
And you know, the way I just turned 21 last week.
Got you.
we gotta keep it that, child. They don't, you know, they can't tell Black people age, so. Oh my God, my buddy Javon, he said he loves that. Let me show his comment. This is my first time using StreamYard, guys, so I'm messing around. But he says he loved that spirituality talk. So I just want to thank everybody real quick, you know, for coming on. I definitely appreciate the love. I know Kai does, Miss Kai. Appreciates this because we're out here trying to actually help people, you know, our loved ones and strangers alike. And I think it's important to, you know, support your friends and like-minded people who have, you know, similar goals in mind. And I think that's what we're trying to do. So I'm always going to be here, you know, back her up, support her, and, you know, everything that she's doing. You know, she's been here, you know, as well for me. So again, I'm just on here messing around. You guys see me clicking buttons. It's because I'm just learning. But I like that I can see, you know, the comments and things on, you know, on the screen. I think that's a nice touch because I like feeling like I'm connected to people, and I think that's important for people as well. Feeling like they can connect, especially now what's going on. You really can't do as much physically, you know, with people. So a lot of us are pretty much left with this virtual, you know, world anyway. So I think this is really important, you know, for us. As much as people talk about social media and all, you know, the drawbacks of it, if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to be doing like what we're doing now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And or going online, you know, just to see, you know, how your cousin's doing or how the new baby's doing. So this is really important for us to be able to connect. And I think this is helpful for our spirit as well. You know, our mental health. And I know being online, you know, clicking buttons and posting all day like I be doing can become, addicting. But it's just like you just have to know how, how to balance things. You can't be on there 24/7. But I do think it's like a stress reliever for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, showing up for people is important just as much as showing up for yourself. And, if we think about it, we're actually going back into the ancient technology. We're thinking about how social media, is so advanced. But to be honest, social media wouldn't even work without that original social network that we got, which is called the heart. That's how we're all connected.
It's not deep. I have to about to get up for that. That's deep, the heart. Wow.
Because this connection that we have, it's not necessarily that we talk every day, but that our hearts are connected from the times that we have been together. So you're on my mind, I'm on your mind, and we don't even know why. And we don't have to know why, but there's something else that's connecting us, and it's not just technology.
Wow, that's something to think about. Because like you said before, we had that, how were we connected before?
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine because, for example, Facebook has been around at least what it is today since like 2006, 2007-ish. So it's crazy because we've been around longer than that.
Yeah.
It feels like we don't know what to do with ourselves now. And it's like, it's crazy because we were perfectly fine without it first. Like we were able to connect with people in other ways. But now it's like we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do without our cell phones. You know what I'm saying? If your phone is, broken, God forbid, for just one day, it's like hellraiser. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting there like, oh my God, how can people get in touch with me? How can I get in touch with them? You actually feel like you're lost. And I don't understand that. I mean, I'm the same way, but it's just like, what were we doing, before this happened? We were obviously able to still connect with people. We all were hanging out before Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, how did we, coordinate going out, to the lounge, whatever. I'm not going to get into all that. Yeah, I know how those young people do, but I'm not going to splurge on our business. But, just hanging out, with your friends, going out, for drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
We were able to do all of that even before really Facebook, even though we were kind of young, when it came about, when it became popular. But we were still able to do stuff in high school and things before all of this blew up. Like you said, we were connected by the heart.
Right. And, if you think about it, you go to the mall and you're like, hey, you go home, you use your home phone in the kitchen, use the kitchen phone with the extension cord, and you're like, yo, I'm at home, right? And then you get to the mall, and just keep in mind, y'all haven't said exactly where you're going to meet, but you get there, you just start walking, and you just find your friends.
Right.
That's the magic of, being led by your body. Something tells you to go in this direction, so you just follow it. Like these were the times where we were just trusting and allowing more and didn't have to know every single thing. It's kind of like, when you think about it, it's kind of a miracle. Yeah, we did meet up at the mall all the time, and we always just found each other. We didn't have to know.
We just found each other some way, and there wasn't even cell phones.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? That you can just say, well, let me shoot this person a text to let them know, I'm on my way or I made it here.
Yeah.
We just kind of like just ended up in the same area.
Right.
I get lost a lot. So y'all might have been, waiting around longer for me to find my way. But eventually, I'll find my way there. And that's still the case now. Like if I don't have like a GPS or something, I'm just a lost cause. I just be like, I'll see y'all another day, because I don't know, me and that like I actually have to have that, and that reminds me of another thing with like for example with the GPS, just not even back in the day when we didn't even have those things, and so sometimes I'm sitting here thinking about stuff like that where I'm just like, how were we able to get through? Even our parents, they didn't have all that. But yet they were still able to, to take us, to Six Flags or, somewhere, what I mean, without having, a GPS. They were just using their memory or maps. I don't even remember how to look at a map anymore, unless it's a GPS Google. I have no idea what the hell, an actual map. Like if I actually saw one, I think I would be scared or something because it's like intimidating now. it's like considered like old fashioned, and it's crazy because we're still youthful. So it's like technology, changes so fast.
Right.
Next year we don't know what we could be using. It could be something else that is connecting us, to people. But I definitely agree with you that at the heart is the core, because you can have all this here, but what is the root of you connecting to people?
Absolutely.
And now we have technology.
Right. And then there's a conversation about where are we going in life? People, we talk about we talk about what is our purpose, what direction am I looking to go in? And in my belief, it boils down to one thing. And that is that we think, I
need to take this comment off. Let me hide you. Let me hide you, Kashmir. I'm sorry, Kai. I'm sorry. I just have to post that because I'm like this guy. He was asking what's the subject now. So I'll let you continue. We're just out here just chatting.
We're on purpose.
Yeah.
We're on purpose. So that's part of what led me to things like tarot cards, which I have with me and we'll get into when you're ready. Yeah. I was looking for the same thing. I was like, where is it that I need to go to? What is it that I need to do in order to be complete? What is it, where is my other half? These were a lot of the questions that I had, and the cards taught me way more than what I thought I was looking for.
So what made you really get into that? The actual tarot reading?
Yeah. So for me, it was a natural progression. I started with, reading different books, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and learning about meditation and how that actually clears your channel to receive information. When we get to clear it out, what do we get to hear? We get to hear ourselves.
Right.
And, that self that we're connecting to is timeless. So it has all of the answers, and I love Quadrilla.
Yeah. Don't put that on me, child. Put that on me.
There we go.
No, I'm here. I was giving you your solo to talk.
Oh, thank you.
Around, so I was like, you know what? I have a solo button. Let me focus on her because it's your show. It's not even my show. It's your show. So I want you to talk about what it is that that you're doing, what your purpose is, because I feel like you learned what your purpose is now, and I can clearly see it. I'm sure plenty of others can see it as well. Hey, Sammy.
Sammy, what's up?
What's up? I had to give Sammy a shout out. Another Columbia head. He's actually helped me as well. In similar ways. As you guys are similar. And he's definitely, helped me as well. And I told him I'm going to have him on as well, and maybe do a panel of, having all of you guys, on together. And I think that would be good, some type of healing movement, because I'm really, like you were mentioning, like meditation and tarot card readings. All of those elements are so important, I think.
Absolutely.
To practice and to not be afraid of, because I think that's something else. That people are nervous about that. They think that there's something, negative associated with, or evil or something. And I feel like those myths need to be broken. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The same thing as people going to therapy, the Black community, not to go on a tangent, but it's kind of one of those things where people, see it as taboo. Going to therapists, and then they look at, tarot card readings as the same way. But I think it's because they just don't know.
I agree and I disagree in a lot of ways. And the best way that I can, talk about that is like, if I talk about a cheeseburger, right? Cheeseburgers may be good for some people, but cheeseburgers ain't good for everybody, especially
That's
White
true.
Castle. So therapy can be good for someone, and therapy may not be good for another person.
That's
Tarot
true.
may be the answer for someone, and it may not be the answer for another person. Same thing with
Right.
meditation. There are infinite ways to connect with the self. And it's really actually like super magical that Sammy hopped on the live stream, because
Yeah.
I was at an event with Sammy, and
Yeah.
he's been on this path for quite some time, and we were getting ready to leave the event, and he's like, Kai, do you do readings? And I was like, readings? What do you mean readings? And then like months later, I was like, hey, Sammy, did you know that I do readings now? And he's like, yep. That's from that connection.
Yeah, that connection.
That connection is timeless. That connection knows way more than the ego self. So when it's leading you to the way that's best for you to connect, listen to it. If it's telling you that tarot's not your thing, then listen. That's not a problem. Now, we think that it's, again, our purpose, our path is something to get to. Well, there actually is nowhere to go. However, there is 100% someone to be. And that's yourself. And it's hard to be yourself if you can't even hear what yourself is trying to tell you. So there's a lot to be with in that.
Yeah, within yourself, because people don't want to face things about themselves at all. Like, I just put a post up probably 2 days ago saying you can't fix what's ignored.
Yeah, I love that post. Yeah. Thank you for posting that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because I was just sitting here and I was just like looking and watching people. I don't know if it's an Aquarius thing or what, but I'm always observing people. Like, I'll be quiet and I'm just like watching people, just seeing, how they interact and just their movements and things. And I just see people with all these, we all have issues. That's what I feel like. We all have things that we can, work on and improve about ourselves. But I see some people just kind of like feel like if they push things under the rug and pretend it's not there, that the issue is just going to go fade away by itself. And a lot of times that just makes it even worse. And it doesn't have to be a real serious issue. For example, like a drug addiction. It doesn't have to be, as serious, as deep as that. It could be something minor that you just need to work on within yourself. But again, that looking into yourself is difficult for people.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things about yourself that people may not like, or they just may not want to acknowledge. And that's very difficult for people to look at, because everybody wants to put up this certain image of, who they are to the world. And sometimes in the inside, that may not be how they're really feeling or how they even really see themselves.
Right. I mean, like, self-deceit is like, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. And that rug, you sweep enough stuff underneath it, it's going to get real lumpy. You're going to have to at some point in time. Or else then you can't move the couch. You can't even sit down. You can't do anything. So it just gets to a point of being immobilized. That's why some people are so stuck in fear, because they just don't want to clean up what's underneath that rug.
Right. They don't want to clean it up. And fear is just such a hindrance. And I've done it myself countless times. That fear will actually stop you, from literally it actually can stop you from achieving your best you, or becoming the best you. Sure. Because that you can actually be fearful of what you can become. It's almost like you're comfortable in where you're at, even though it's not right. You know what I'm saying? Even though I can do a little better than this, but I'm just gonna accept whatever. I don't, just it is. I'm good. But in reality, that you can always be a better version of yourself. But I think some people are actually scared of that, of actually feeling like, if I do the work, what can that do for me? It's almost like they're scared of being better or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm not, wording it, correctly. But I think that's how people feel. I think some people are actually like, oh God, what if I could be better than I am, better man or better woman, better mother, better, fiance, all those things. But it's almost just like, well, if I try and I fail, then I look like an ass. So it's almost like, let me just not even, put the effort in, because at least now I can just be happy where I am.
Well, is that really happy?
Yeah. Is it really happy? Yeah.
From personal experience, the fear that got me wasn't the fear of, of the actual success. It was fear of losing who I was in that moment.
Wow,
that meant that I would have to let go of who it is that I am right now and pursue something that I have no idea what's going to actually happen.
Wow.
I have an idea, I know what I would like, what I would prefer, but I actually have no idea what success looks and feels like. All I know and all I can perceive in my body is that I'm going to have to let go of this. And that hurts because I spent a long time becoming this. Even if it is feeling kind of crappy right now. So there's a lot in that.
Yeah, and people are happy with that, sometimes with that sadness for some reason. They're happy with saying that. I don't know. I mean, I get it because I've gone through, my own issues. I'm still going through my own, feelings. And I don't necessarily want to say, depression, but I have my own, moments where it's like I don't feel like I'm living up to what I'm supposed to be doing. But I think we all go through those feelings. Because, especially now during this COVID, it makes you question a lot of things going on, in your life, where you kind of want things to, the direction you want your life to head in. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I almost think that despite all this, that's what's going on, it's actually teaching us a lot of lessons, because I think it is forcing people to look within themselves now, because they have nowhere else to go. So it's like, you're home literally by yourself or, with your family. And you kind of have to like, okay, what is it that actually makes me happy, instead of looking towards the outside to do it. You don't have the, example, like you said, the mall. You don't have, all these places to go out, to eat, to spend money at. Now you actually have to like learn to do things within your home. With the people, that you love. And that's tough. That was tough for a lot of people these last few months, actually having to communicate with people. And they see these people every day. The husband, wife, their kids every day, but it's somehow when this COVID happened, it just did something else. It's just like, do I really have to sit here and actually like figure out how to have a real conversation with you that's more than just, hello and goodbye conversation. That we're used to having. Because it's like you love the people in your life, but it's like you don't really actually spend time with them like we should. Because especially young people, we're always on the go. We're, hustlers. We're trying to figure out, how to make money, how to do things. And we don't sit and actually be like, you know what? I know I want to go do this. Let me just spend time, with my mom or my dad. Let me actually just call them or spend time with them, because we don't know how long, they'll be here. But, it's unfortunately this pandemic kind of forced us to think about, those things.
Right. And I think we take it another layer into it. It may not be the what, because there is no should. Should is all made up. There is no supposed to. That's made up too. That's just something that some kind of pressure that you're putting on yourself. But if we think about, okay, maybe I want to go visit my mom, but what's the why?
What's the
why are you going to visit your mom? Are you going to go visit your mom because she said you should? Are you going to do it because spending time with her means a lot to you? Getting into those whys is so important. Are you gonna have dinner with your partner tonight? And the why, why? Because we love each other, or why? Because we should. Just like getting into the why allows things to get just a little bit deeper. And you were talking earlier about tarot. What I found that tarot does for me is that it allows me to get past my ego and into the message that my spirit, myself, my soul is trying to tell me. Because once these cards come out, it's like in plain, it's right there. You can't not, but the ego will play tons of tricks. Try to just, let those things go, like tell you that you should do something when in actuality, there's so much more to understand.
Yeah, I'm due for my little reading too now.
Yes, you are. But only if you want to.
I know. No, I really do want to. I think it's time, but it's weird because the reason I probably want it now is because I have positive things happening, in my life. So it's almost kind of like I'm still curious. You know what I mean? Like I already believe that I have good things coming. You know what I mean? Like regardless, because that's just how it is. I always try to see the positive in things, but I still want to know. I still would like to have something just to reinforce what it is that I'm already thinking and feeling. Because I already see good things. Even I'm one of those people that even something my car was to get in an accident, whatever. I'll be upset in the moment, but then I'm just thinking about it's just a car. I can always get another one. I'm still here. It's really not that big big a deal. So I'm just always trying to see the positive in things, because I feel like in life you have to do that. You can't just sit there and keep dwelling on all the bad things in your life. Sometimes the bad might actually help benefit you later in life. Sometimes if something bad happens to you, that's where you learn the lesson. You know what I mean? Like if it didn't happen to you, you probably wouldn't have, grown from, that adversity in your life. So I almost embrace it. I don't want to ask for problems, but at the same time, once you go through something or, go over something, it just helps you the next time. So now when things happen to me, I'm just like, oh, I don't went through, something worse already. You know what I'm saying? I already went through that. I don't went through something 10 times worse. So this right here, what I'm saying, is just like a walk in the park for me. And that's just how I, and I try to talk to other people about that. When they're going through things and they're like, Quad, this is, I'm going through something serious. And I don't try to demean what they're going through, because I can't, equate their, their feelings to a certain level. That's how they're feeling. But I'll listen, but I'll still try to give them advice to guide them. Like, this is something that you're going to get, you're going to be able to get through. You have to be able to see that. And I just try to tell people that, like, just know, like, I already know 10 years ago what you went through. Like girl, like, you know what I'm saying? This is simple, But you know how when you're in the moment, it's different. When you're in the moment of something, it seems a lot bigger sometimes than what it is, and it might be big in that moment, but eventually it'll fade. As they say, your life is a cycle. You're going to have ups and downs in life. And that's how I see it. I'm like, you may be down right now, but you don't know next month, your whole life can be different.
Absolutely.
You can have a tarot reading by you, and then all of a sudden, what I'm saying, all your fortunes and all your blessings and your life just becomes, full of all this abundance. Now that you got some knowledge, some guidance. And I think we definitely need that, especially, as African Americans or Hispanics, we need some type of guidance now, because I feel like people are lost. Like even before COVID happened, I just felt like people are lost, and that's why I think it's important for people like you to reach out, to the world, your community, to show them like there are ways that we can help get you to where you need to go, and not feel like you're stuck in one place. Because I hear a lot of young people in their 30s say that, like they're like, I feel like I'm stuck. Like I'm stuck at this job, I'm stuck in this career. Yeah, I'm stuck with this man.
Yeah. And I want to jump in here because you glided over a lot of topics there, and I want to hop in and make sure that.
All right, let me let you go, because I could keep talking.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I just want to make sure that I'm here for what you got me here for, and when we have these bad things, bad things, when we have these things happen to us, right? Again, if we have a chance to like really be with it and look at the why, like you were saying, a car accident, right? So if we're sitting in that like disappointment, in all of those, the fear, the everything that's coming up, and we're like, well, why am I feeling that way? That's when we get some answers. And some of the things may come up, be like, oh, I'm in fear right now because I don't feel abundant. I don't feel like I can afford to get this fixed, or I don't think that I can handle, like dealing with this. And like, those are the things to really look at. Those are your beliefs that are hiding up under there that are causing these emotions. And those beliefs, like we said when we first got on this show, whatever you believe, you're right. So why would you want to believe that you're anything but infinitely abundant? Why not believe like, hey, yeah, I can handle this, or it is just a car, but until we start asking ourselves why, are we feeling that way, then those reasons may still, be hidden, and we may just be in the emotion without actually understanding, what it's trying to tell you. Emotions are just messengers. They want to tell you something. So that fear is giving a little look into how you could be more abundant through your beliefs if you just listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got me here now trying to listen while I got you because it's, and that's why I wanted you to come on, to give people something to actually think about in their own personal lives. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you need to hear somebody else say something. Even though you know it within yourself, it's different when another person says it. They may say it in a certain way that it kind of gives you that, aha, moment that you may not have before. You just kind of ignored it. Because like I said, people are good at ignoring things. Like, they just don't want to, face it. And I'm like, I'm too old now, like, to this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I have
we can't be using them words.
I was using that, young-minded soul. I forgot I'm supposed to be 21, so let's scratch that. I have to edit that out next time. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta. I'm just saying, I'm at that stage in life, I should say, not old, but at that wisdom stage where I just feel like it is what it is. You just have to deal with whatever the issue is. You know what I mean? You can't hide from it. That's me. You just can't continue hiding. Just like we can't hide, our stomachs, when they get big. That's why I got the camera up here. You can't hide it. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, we all have that. And I think I just got to that point in life where it's like I'm realizing I'm not the only person with, whatever issue I have. There's others that are facing the same thing. So it's like either you embrace it or that's it. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to always be hiding from it.
Right.
Embrace the fact that, we're none of us are perfect, in this world. We all have things, and there's nothing wrong with that.
We are all perfect. That's something to think about. When you were talking earlier about, people, again, wanting to know where to go, what to do in order to find where it is that they're supposed to be. A lot of times the readings, that we're able to dive into show you that you're exactly where you are supposed to be. You are in the perfect place to make the decision to move you forward into the future that you're creating for yourself. If you didn't get upset at being at the job every day, then you never would have quit, to move on to make your own business. But you had to look at it and get angry and make that move. If you were just happy all the time, and in the positive thinking all the time, then you would have never gotten, the message from those emotions in order to make that choice. So it's my belief that it's always perfect and it always works. And whatever you believe, you're right. It's just getting down and understanding. Ooh, I like that one. What those beliefs are. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm these buttons and stuff. I was like, let me try this one.
I like that.
Another one. Let me see. Hopefully, I don't lose us. Now, let me stop messing around because
your head is still bigger than mine. I'm gonna make my head
let me lean back again. I told you, Fat Joe, lean back. It's like, guys, we came on earlier. I when I first turned on the live, my head was just taking up the whole screen, like the whole full screen. And I was like, this ain't gonna work tonight. Now with this wig that I was supposed to be fixing up, this ain't working. I feel like, you know, like Wendy Williams, you know how she's always like pulling her wig and all that stuff. So I'm like, I have to lean back. Let me lean back a little bit now. Because I'm like, my head, like my family, like that. One of my nicknames is Peanut because, you know, I had, you know, I have a small, I guess, face or head. So it just really confused me when I opened this up and my head was taking up the whole screen. I'm like, this is some mixed ratio or something that's going on with this computer. Because there's no way that my head is that big. Like, it's and I know some people out here who got them, you know, them big ass foreheads and stuff. And I'm like, I ain't one of them. You know, I'll take my little head any day.
No, I need my 5 head. Yeah. I don't want dreads on my forehead. I'm
right,
okay.
on your forehead. But I am going to reach out to you and do a tarot card reading, and I do want to learn more about that. You know, myself. Awesome. It's a personal thing. I want to learn more, you know, about that too.
If there's anyone here who wants one on the spot while we're live, happy to do that too.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. If there's anyone here, and I think, like I said, I think we really need more of that in the community. Right. People willing to reach out to people and let them know that it's okay to ask for help. First of all,
yeah,
you know, that's a huge thing for people.
Right. And I get the fear around tarot, you know, especially when we're talking about in, you know, conjunction with Christianity, right? Some people think, oh, well, you do tarot, that means that you don't believe in God. And I'm like, are you kidding me? God is what guides my readings.
Oh, we got someone here.
Oh, hey.
I'm glad, you know, I'm really glad to see that because it's like we need people who's actually willing to, you know, take a chance on themselves, really. You know what I mean? Like literally, like we need this.
Awesome.
God, we need you.
Thank you.
Now, what do you guys really talk about on your podcast, our Daily Magic podcast?
Right. So we talk about the many different ways that we are Aslan, got it. The many different ways that we manifest magic in our lives, you know, and what are the different ways that magic shows up for us? Magic could be another name for the divine. You know, magic could be a miracle. Magic could be, you know, the birth of your child. There are just many, many ways that we can really explore how to allow magic in our lives with grace. And, you know, what I find is that sometimes we just get stuck up on what the word is, you know, like, you know, we're like, well, magic could be God, you know, but some people don't agree with that word, and that's okay.
Right.
It is to you, and to me, it's magic. So I'm shuffling for Aslan.
Oh, okay, let me let you do your thing. I'm just back here in the background. I'm not even here.
You are here.
I'm here, but I'm not here. In the meantime, let me fix this wig up.
You are so
I should put my mirror up here with me. Let me look at. Maybe I can look at my phone. Right. Even though it's big as hell.
Oh my goodness.
I'm scared over my phone though. I don't know what I might see. So let me just leave it alone.
See, that's what we're talking about. People who don't want to look. You gotta look, Quadriyyah.
Oh, all right, let me look.
What if you have something in your teeth? All right. So what's coming up for Aslan? And I really hope that I'm pronouncing your name properly, and forgive me if I'm not.
Yes, let us know.
Is that what's coming up here? And let me just explain that the way that I do readings also is that we're talking about how we're all connected through the heart. So if I can just sit here and be still enough, I can feel your heart. I'm sitting here, I'm feeling, what these cards are telling me and potentially what you're going through. So I'm also just sitting here and being with my body, and I'm asking my heart, what's going on with Asline's heart? And they talk to you if you listen.
Yeah.
So Asline, let me know how this resonates with you. This is saying that that you may be looking at like a situation that is about, maybe like the cause and effect of something that, maybe that you've done or someone that has done to you, and you're kind of like weighing out what's going to happen. But what is actually going on here is that this is an opportunity for you to like really be in your truth and to stand for what you believe for. It could be a matter of like right and wrong or something like that. But no matter how the situation is going at the moment, this is saying that, to really see if you can kind of like zoom out and be grateful for the situation. It's kind of like what Quadriyyah and I were talking about before, like the car accident. If you get into a car accident, you get all like wound up in, whose fault is it and this and that and the other, there could be there's a blessing in there. And this is an opportunity for you to get really present to the blessing, regardless of how the situation may seem on the outside. So we're waiting for Asline to let us know if that's something that is resonating with you. And then there's a few other things here that I could tell you. I just want to check in and see if that's what's up. Quaddy, just let me know.
I'm waiting to see the response too.
Okay, cool. So I'll also explain that the way that I interact with the tarot cards is not to predict your future. That's not what I use it for. This is a tool to give us information. And we're talking about emotional intelligence. We're talking body intelligence. We're talking soul intelligence here, so that you can make intelligent choices moving forward for your highest and greatest good. Trying to let go of hurt and pain, and have been learning to look at my past trauma as a blessing or a gift.
Yes.
I feel you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing that. And I'm so happy to let you know what the rest of it says. And, here, I'm getting chills, and this is my body, giving me confirmation that we're on something right now. We're on to something right now. Okay. So this is continuing to talk about, and what I do is I just go back and I get more cards to, to give me more information. And this is saying that they're like, that happiness, Asline, for you is like, it's actually right in front of your face. And what this is saying is that there are some changes that you might be going through, some transformation in your life, that you may be going to. You're most welcome. That you may be going through in order to see what is already here as the blessing. It's there. It just may not look like it at the moment. And that's totally fine. What's going to come up is that you might have to make some tough decisions, and those tough decisions are really going to solidify the lessons that you've been learning. So it's like, if you've been learning Spanish and you get an opportunity to go to Spain, you want to practice your Spanish, right? So this is like the universe is sending these lessons your way, and it's like, hey, this is how we get from here to here. This is how we use gratitude in order to manifest. This is how we, these lessons are coming to you. And then this is like, okay, here you go. This is your opportunity to practice it. Practice it, and you're going to see that all of these blessings are right here for you. And it's so awesome how the universe can set things up for us that way. So again, let us know how this is resonating with you. And again, what I'm doing here is just providing information from my heart to yours, and from your soul to you. This is just merely what's trying to get through these situations. And I'll wait patiently. And I'll explain the difference between tarot and oracle cards. So tarot cards are what I use to really get like into detailed situations. Like there isn't, let's see that again. Okay.
There
I
you go.
feel like it's there. I used to beat myself up for feeling like I was lost, but I'm learning patience because there's levels. I realize that. Thank you. Absolutely.
Yes.
It's like, when we pray for patience, the universe gives us situations in which we can be patient. So this is that opportunity to practice. And it seems like you're doing great, because at the end here it says that this leads to inevitable happiness, by you really being able to practice that patience. That's an amazing skill. That's something that's going to be useful more than just in this situation. It's going to be useful for the rest of your life. So onwards and upwards. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. So that's what, in a nutshell, that's what a reading feels like. That's what a reading looks like. We get to look into those places where maybe we wouldn't have looked by ourselves just a little bit. And then we go in there, we shine some light on it, and and then we can be encouraged to use the tools that are in front of us.
And I felt that too, and I wasn't even getting the reading, and I can feel the energy. Oh, got a comment.
Welcome. Thank you for volunteering. That takes courage.
And that's a key word, courage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Courage to look.
Yeah, that courage. Ooh, child. It's hard because, to build up that courage, it seems like it's something light, but it's not for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It take strength.
Yeah.
To be courageous, really, because you're facing the reality that that you may need some assistance in life, and a lot of people don't like to ask for help. They just want to go through life without seeking others, and that's something I got rid of that a long time ago. I said, you know what, I can't be afraid to ask for help, or to just go and just do stuff, not be afraid of the consequences of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will stay in touch.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.
I'd love to round it off with an oracle card so I could show you the difference. And I just wanted to ask your permission, Quaddy. Can I pull one oracle card for you?
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm courageous, so
cool.
I gotta practice, what it is what it is that we're talking about. So yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. So the difference between tarot and oracle cards is that tarot just helps me to kind of like tap into the situation. So that's where like I can give these real fine details, like that we were talking about. There's no card on here that says, hey, you're going through a situation that. All it is these are cues and symbols that bring up energies to just guide me into, what it is that the situation is presenting. So it's kind of, they're like cue cards. And then I get to, receive the rest of the information through what I was saying before, body intelligence, emotional intelligence, and soul intelligence. So the tarot cards are situational. And oracle cards like these, they are really dependent upon who makes them. So this particular deck is called the self-care deck. So when I pull a card from here, I ask the question, I set an intention in my mind. I say, what act of self-care would propel Quaddy towards her highest healing and greatest good? Yes. So that's what we're going to find out.
Oh, that. Yeah.
This is all about self-care, this deck. All right, we keep it light.
Yeah, that's right. I love self-care, self-love, all those self.
All of them.
All of them.
All right. You ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Your self-care card says risk.
Wow. Okay.
It says take a risk. You have the power to move mountains. So if there was something that you were thinking of doing and you're like, I don't know. Yeah. If I want to Go there. It's just an opportunity. Like this is just bringing up just to look inside. You know, like we're talking about those emotions. Why am I hesitating? You know, and if the hesitation is coming up, you know, well, maybe I don't think I'm enough. Maybe I don't think I'm this. Maybe I don't think I'm that. Then it's an opportunity to go and look at that, and then really decide if you want to take that risk or not. And those were just examples. Those weren't things that were necessarily coming from you. But this is take a risk. Right. You've got the power to move mountains, girl.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. You ain't lying about that. I mean, it's really true though. You know, there are things, you know, projects that that I'm working on or that I started, but I haven't pushed myself to where I can really do something about. You know what I mean? Like I have the ideas, but I need to put forward the actions to actually make it come true. And that's where I'm at, you know, right now. And I just need to get over that. Like we were talking about fear, you know, and being courageous. I too have to do that. You know what I mean? I tell other people, but I have to do it myself. And risk is a big thing for me. I'm always saying I have all these big goals and dreams, but I got to be able to take the risk to move those mountains. Because I don't want to, you know, God forbid something happens to me and I didn't feel like I went and pursued those things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's important for me to actually say at least I put the effort into it. You know what? There's no harm in trying and failing. You know what I mean? Like at least you want to be able to say that you tried, and if it didn't work out, then it just didn't work out. But at least you know. But not doing it and not knowing, you can go the rest of your life thinking about it.
You miss all the shots you don't take.
Yes, yeah, that's one of my favorite lines. It's really true though.
Yeah, it is.
And that again, like that fear, you know, of not taking certain risks because of whatever reason, whether it's, you know, it's financial or you're just afraid of, you know, failure or being embarrassed, all those things that people use as reasons as to why they don't do things. But sometimes in life, you just have to do it regardless of what other people think too. Because that's another thing. People will tell you, no, you can't do that.
Whoa. So let's check in. Whose life are you living? Yours or mine?
Yeah. And anxiety is a big one for me as well. And I think the COVID kind of stirred that up more for me too. And that goes into me trying to get over my fear of, you know, this risk taking too.
Wait, can I ask you a question though? Like, what do you mean get over it? Do you think that the fear doesn't have to be there in order for you to do what you want to do?
It's a good question. Yeah.
I'm just curious. Now I can get real curious here.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I'm just like everybody else, be letting fear. And I think with me, it's more of a fear of success than fear of failure. Because it's like, you already know you can do something. It's just a matter of actually doing it.
Yeah.
I
hear you.
And that's the struggle almost, where you know you can do something. It's almost worse when you actually feel, you know, when you know you're capable. Sometimes you have people who are like, oh, I'm not capable. And we all say, oh, that's terrible. Why do you feel that way about yourself? But I think it's almost worse for the people like myself who like know they have potential and don't do it. You know what I mean? And then other people telling you that you can do it and still not doing it. So then it's like, what's the reason you're not doing it? You got people supporting you. A lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? Like they want to do something, they have a lot of people tell them they can't. And I'm in this position where I have people encouraging me, you know, motivating me, pushing me, such as yourself. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. Like I have the support. You know what I mean? Like I really don't have no excuse not to get to, you know, wherever, you know, I think I'm supposed to be. And it's just crazy because I'm at that position in life now where what I wanted 10 years ago isn't the same anymore.
Right.
So now I'm at this weird, like, you know, like crossroads of, you know, wanting to be, you know, a mom, for example. but I still want to have, my career and still do certain things that I'm doing now. So it's like, if that were to happen, how would I balance all of those things?
Oh, you think that you have to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
Oh, you think this is your plan. I get it. I
don't know. I'm just at that weird stage where it's just like, I want to be able to do all these things, but then I feel like one of those things, it's not going to hold weight to it anymore. If I'm doing all these different things, something's going to go.
Right.
That's where I feel like Sammy said, "LOL." Sammy, don't be laughing at me, yo. It's just hard. And I'm not the only woman that's in this position.
Right.
All my female friends are in this position where they're entrepreneurs, but they want to have children, or they have children, and so they're trying to balance that, trying to balance relationship. They're still trying to go to yoga class.
Right.
You know what I mean? Meditation. We're trying to take care of our bodies. We're trying to do all these 10 different things.
Right.
And it's hard, especially in your 30s, because they say your 20s is the time for you to figure out.
To give away our age.
Oh God, I forgot. Kai, you gotta keep reminding me. I need a Post-it sticker.
No, I just turned 35, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at too.
This comes from detoxing.
You don't even see nothing, child. You don't.
And I hear you 100%.
Huh?
I hear you 100%. As one of your female friends, I find myself in that position, and I say, you know what I'm going to do with that fear is that I'm going to offer it. I'm going to offer it up to the divine, because ultimately this is not my life alone. Somebody gave this life to me. And that divine entity, that is my spirit, that is my soul, that is timeless, that has infinite intelligence, knows way more than I do. So if I can offer my fear to my spirit, my soul that guides me and wakes me every day, then I'm allowing grace and miracles into my life, and some things happen and shift that I could have never made happen on my own. So this is my practice, and the fear comes up, and I get to feel that fear, and do these things anyway, because I'm committed to them. What am I committed to? I'm committed to offering that fear up and being with the clearing that it creates for magic and miracles. And that's just me. And that may not work for everybody, and that's okay. And that's just one way that I feel called to share. So thank you for listening.
Yeah, Kai, I definitely have to have you continue on. I feel like tonight's readings and an oracle with me as well was very insightful, very beneficial. I can connect to that, as well as the viewers. And I definitely have to have you come back on again. Like I said, as well as Sammy. Shout out to Sam Star on here.
Shout out
on. Because like I said, I think people are really in a search of who they are, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Now to get to this point, and again, I know we're young, well, with old minds. So you get to a certain stage in life, you want to feel like you're contributing to the world, and not just here. Taking up space, because I don't believe anyone is. I feel like we're all, we're born, like you said, under the divine. We were all born here for a reason. And it may not, that reason may not present itself until, you're a certain point, a certain age. I hear a lot of people in our age group say stuff like that, where it's like they don't know what they're doing. They're just going, to work every day or whatever, just living life, but not really living. Just just here,
right?
And then once they discover what it is that their purpose is, it's like everything changes for them. Their whole perspective, on life changes once they feel like they know why they were here. And I think that's a whole self-discovery journey. I think I feel like it should happen by a certain age, and that's not true. A lot of people did not discover what it is that they loved or their purpose in life until they reach 40.
Right.
Or they just something happened and they just realized it.
Yeah, of course. If a person, and I'm just looking at this sign behind me, if a person is afraid to feel love, then how can your heart guide you?
That's something.
So if we're afraid to be excited about something, then how will we ever allow our excitement to guide us to our passions? So it's something to think about, something to step into when you're ready. And what I've been practicing myself is taking the pressure off.
Yeah. That's something I deal with too. The pressure, because I've had close friends tell me, they're like, you're too hard on yourself. Why? Like, you know what I mean? Like you've already accomplished so many things. Like don't continue putting. Because sometimes I look at certain things I've done, and to me it's like, oh, I feel like it's like regular. But then someone else will look at it and be like, you don't realize all what you've done so far. Don't diminish what you've done just because you see something else. You know what I mean? Think about all what you've done up to this point. And I'm definitely one of those people who I'm just like always trying to go for more and more, and just not appreciating what I've done up till now, because I'm so far thinking into the future about stuff.
Right.
And it's like it's good and bad. It's good to think about the future, but sometimes you have to actually pat yourself in the back for certain things, and it not be a prideful thing, but just acknowledging that I've done a good job so far in my life.
Right.
Because sometimes you keep looking at what you don't have. It's true. You really don't appreciate what you do have or what you've done, because you're looking at all the other things, or comparing yourself to what other people are doing. And that's something I had to work on too, not looking at what the next person is doing, trying to just focus on what it is that I'm doing, instead of the next person, because that would get you all messed up. Because you don't know, what I'm saying? Really, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The hell that they went through are going through, and you're looking at them saying, "Oh, I wish this and all that," and they could be looking at you saying, "Well, I wish I had your life."
Right.
We don't see things that way. We're always looking at next person or what it is I have to do next.
Yeah.
Instead of taking time to to be happy about what it is that we do have, and if the goals that we have in life, if it comes, it comes. If not, there's no big issue there.
Yeah, I mean the opposite of scarcity, which is what you're just talking about, like scarcity consciousness. The opposite of scarcity is not abundance. It's enough. So it's like, when can we feel enough?
Right. That's the question. That's the big question. And we see it on social media every day. It seems like there's not enough. At least people don't feel like there's enough. You know what I mean? There's not enough likes. There's not enough comments. So a person can post every day and still feel like it's not enough to them. You know what I mean? Like that attention, whatever you want to call it, it's not enough.
Well, what is the intention, right? Is the intention to post? Is the intention to share? Is the intention to speak from your heart? Is the intention to impact someone? Sometimes when we don't have an intention, then nothing's enough, because we don't even know what we're looking for. We don't even know what we're doing, right? We're just posting.
Yeah.
But if you can set an intention that really means something to you, then we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree that we have to have, like you said, some intention, and not just be out here just doing stuff and not know why.
Just ask why every once in a while.
Yeah.
That'll get us real straight. Yeah.
I need to ask myself that tonight.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
You know why?
When we ask why, and sometimes the why is because we don't feel enough. And if we're doing something because we don't feel enough, guess what's going to happen? What we're doing is going to prove to us that we don't feel enough. So it's like, it's just going to keep going in that cycle, because whatever we believe, we're right. So if you go into doing what you want to do, already feeling fulfilled, already feeling grateful, then that's going to prove to you that. So there's an opportunity here just to change the mindset just a little bit, to really get into alignment with to what you're calling in, by being there already.
Yes, God. I'm blowing up again. Let me go back to this other one. Yeah, that's better. That's too big. But I'm definitely going to go back and watch this and share this, amongst, my friends, family, associates, because, those who couldn't make it tonight, I think it's important for them to hear what, you were sharing tonight.
Thanks, Quaddy.
So I do want to ask you, do you have any other, advice that you want to share tonight before we sign off? Just, your little, your MagicKai moment. Something that you can share. I just made that up for you. Something that you can share with people that they can, that they can actually tonight, like you said, and use it.
Yeah. I'm really feeling into, the more we have a choice, right? We can be happy or we can be right. And a lot of people choose being right over being happy. Like, see, I knew I couldn't do it, versus let me step out of my comfort zone and try something new, even though I may not know what's going to happen. So these are the choices that we're faced with. And, when I think about it, what am I committed to? I'm committed to my purpose, which means that I trust for it to show up for me. And that's magic. Miracles and grace interacting in co-creation. I'm going to allow magic to show up for me each and every day. I'm going to allow my purpose to show up for me every single day. And I don't have to go chasing it. It shows itself in the form of me. A lot of people say, what direction, what way? You are the way. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. All your blessings are here. We just got to adjust the lens so that we can see it.
Yes, I like that. Just, adjusting the lens. Just getting that clear, focus. But in order to get there, your mind has to be clear, which is why I'm started getting into, meditation the past year. Having that awareness, having a clear mind is very important for you to be able to receive that and to actually work on discovering what your purpose is if you don't know. You can't have so much going on, in your head. So, because I be sitting here some mornings, I wake up and I'm just like, this is too much. Like why am I waking up with all these random thoughts, just in my head? And I'll try to recenter myself again, at least as my day is starting, so that I can at least get myself, just calm and relax and just get myself into a certain place so that my day can start off the way that I want it to. That's important. The minute you wake up, it can set the tone for, the rest of the day, your rest of your 24 hours. So that's why I tell people, don't get on my nerves in the morning. If you got something to tell me, do not bother me. I will block your ass. I do not want that negative energy. Do not tell me about your man cheating on you and all this. I don't need to hear all that. You know what I mean? I love you, but it's not at 6 a.m. And you know what I mean? I need to wake up in peace. You know what I mean? And that's important for me. Just living, my life within a peaceful mindset, because that's what I think we all want. We just want peace in our life,
right? And sometimes that may mean not even looking at the phone until 9 or 10 o'clock. That's okay too.
That's true.
You have a right to your life the way that you want it. It's yours. And you've got that soul that you've been given to guide you. So
Yeah,
you got all that you could.
we got all that.
In the present moment.
That's what I'm saying. We don't even realize all what we have. That's already there.
Right. And we can be grateful for what we don't even know we have yet.
We don't even know we have it yet. Yeah, that's true. So.
All right, I'm stopped.
I don't think no one else wants you to stop either, because it's good. It's just good knowledge, and I'm to that point. I'm getting more in tune, like I said, with my spirit and spirituality, and not in a religious sense, but just my own essence of who I am, or who it is that I want to be.
Right.
But you see, I got my little on the queue production sweater.
Yes.
I got t-shirts as well. I know it's hot, so you ain't gotta be wearing nothing, sweating out, unless you're trying to work out or something.
Or you got mad air condition.
So I'm just representing the brand and things like that. So I have like I said, shirts and t-shirt mugs and all that on Teespring. So I'm always got to promote the brand and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm just thankful to have you on tonight. Likewise. And just for your advice, and just just very genuine support that you've been giving to me and to others in your life. So I'm happy I'm happy for you. I'm happy to see you growing as well, and that you discover your purpose, because that's important for me. I love when I see other people to find out what their purpose is, and when they go all the way into it. Because it's like you said, like rest. What is the point of you doing something if you're not going to push it all the way? Even if you don't get to where it is you think you want to go. And now I got to this point in life where I'm almost letting the world, well, not the world, but I mean life just guide me. You know what I mean? Because we really don't have control over a lot of things. Right. So it's just like the divine God, whoever, Yahweh, they know more than what we know. What it is that we want may not be necessarily what what they have planned for us. So now I'm at this point in life where it's like, okay, I have a plan, because they say make a plan for your life. So I have a plan, but I'm also aware of the fact that things may not go the way I'm planning.
Right, they could be better.
They could be better than even what I think, and that's where I'm trying to get to that mindset where it's like, okay, if it doesn't go the way I planned, it wasn't meant to be that way, because God has a better way for me that even I can't see. So I'm just going to go with whatever's going to happen. You just can't, just stress about these like the little things so much. Because at the end, it really doesn't matter. All these little nuisance that happen. But again, that comes with growing.
And it sounds like you're doing a great job, Quadriyah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, do you have any social media, tags or hashtags that you want people to search for you on?
Everything Our Daily Magic. OurDailyMagic.com, okay. Instagram Our Daily Magic, Facebook Our Daily Magic. You can find me on all of them. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. And you can always, or I can add, your information, as well to the live underneath, so people can, follow you, so they can just click the button. I'll be like, you don't have no excuses there. You can't say I didn't know. It's right there in front of you. So if you can watch the video, you'll be able to search you. What's up, Rob? Coming in all late and stuff. You know how that is. Always that one person comes in at the end. But no, I appreciate Robert. He's been supporting my on the queue. He's been posting like all my videos and stuff all on his Instagrams and all that stuff. So I really support that when someone goes out, makes it their business to support me without me even having to ask. Right. So a lot of people, don't do that, or they're doing it for a selfish reason instead of being like, I see that you're doing something good. Let me just, support you. And you never know. Someone can share a video of yours, and you just never know, who might see it or not even that, how it may help someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because of that, it may make them want to share it to someone else, and then it helps that person. It just leads into something bigger, than even what you were thinking for yourself.
Right.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna sign off again. I'm feeling, really good. I know we were on for almost an hour, hour and 25 minutes now. But time goes fast, when you're talking, especially about stuff that is going to help people. So that's right, girls.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure. Thank you, everyone who's watching. I appreciate you. Appreciate your comments and for being here. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Chris, for coming on. So it's always good to support each other. Yes. Yes, my king, Chris. So I saw he shared my video as well. And to me, it's those little things that mean a lot. You know what I mean? Just sharing can do wonders for people. It always has to be about, financial things. And people like to always make it about money. It's not always about that. Sometimes, like I said, someone can see a post and they can just do something to them. It can make them feel like maybe I do need to take a risk in life. Even though you were talking to me about, what I needed to do, I don't know, someone else on here, it may have resonated with them as well. That
resonates with me.
I'm like her. You know what I mean? Like I said, whatever it is that you're dealing with, there's always another person, who's dealing with the the same, the same issue.
Yeah, which is why we should
you, girlfriend, coming on. Hey, MJ. Yeah. Where are you guys at? You guys are coming on now when a sister is about to sign off. Coming on late, but nevertheless, I love you guys coming on.
I saw MJ earlier. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sammy. Sammy said thanks for the greatness.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys actually mean a lot to us. That support. Oh.
Absolutely. Likewise.
So, Kai, do you have anything else you want to say before we head off for good night?
Blessed night. Complete. Thank you so much. I feel so good being here with you and being able to please keep doing what you're doing, Quaddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you
for you.
Yeah. Oh, MJ said she was on from the beginning. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a big support system as well. So again, thank you, thank you, Kai, for coming on again. I always have, love for you. And
likewise.
I'm gonna hit you up probably in the morning. I'll let you know how I'm doing all this. So thank you as well for being my first guest again using StreamYard. So
my pleasure.
I think it went, pretty well, if I must say, from this end. I think we spit some good knowledge, some good bars out there tonight.
We rocked it. Everyone here made it magical. Yeah.
We sure did. I brought that magic. I appreciate you. I hope you guys again, have a good night. Again, you can find my On the Q Productions, here on Facebook and of course Instagram. And I have a YouTube as well, On the Q Productions. And of course, thank you, Kai. I'm selling merchandise for On the Q Productions on teespring.com. Thank you, girlfriend. All right, boo. I'm gonna sign off.
All right.
Have a blessed and lovely Thursday night. Remember to always be the best you that you can be.
That's right.
I know it's cheesy, but it's very true. I'll come up with something better next time. But I just want to remind you guys that always strive, to be the better you than you were the day before.
Beautiful. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
All right, good night, you guys.